There's certain things that make life worth living. Um, the first time you're in love and it works out, the first time when you break that ice with a woman you were really attracted to, you're really in love with, and you might reach out and grab her hand, or you might have your first kiss, or you might do something that lets you know that you're on your way to an intimate relationship. You might give her your coat when it's cold or something, whatever it is, to where you know that the date has worked out, or whatever's going on is working out. When I think about life being worth living, I think about women. And there's a lot of things that even the people who try to pretend like they're tough and stuff, uh, you know, would agree with me about that, on a lot of levels. A lot of things that makes me say that they see it that way as well. And the song by Bob and Ty Dollar Sign, where he says, you know, both of my bitches look good as fuck. Your bitch looks like a booger wolf, right? So he's stressing the importance of being attracted to this woman, right? To a woman, and how it makes it feel good. And this comedians was like, it doesn't matter how much money a guy has, how much car he has, or how nice of a car. As long as he has a good looking woman, then he said that they would say that, oh, you're doing good for yourself. It goes back to what I've said about how they're trying to put me beneath them by having, by trying to hook me up with a female that society doesn't consider attractive, who does not give me this kind of happiness that comes with true attraction and true love and what have you. Also, the saying, the trophy wife, right? What does it mean to have a trophy wife? Is that, it goes back to everything I've said before. I'm sure you can figure out. Let's try to make this brief, shall we? So, it's like, it's as if I've never known what sweet caress is. Because the last time I dated a female, she was a perp. I knew it the whole time. And I could feel the fakeness. She wasn't truly drawn to me. I thought she was hot, but she wasn't drawn to me. And, as a result, it was very fake. So anyway, then there is the sayings, now there will be darkness, that part from Shaka Zulu I always play. And also in that same song, Concrete Jungle, darkness has covered my light and has turned my day into night. Another part, it says, no chains around my feet, but I'm not free. And I'm sure you all understand why I bring that up. And you can understand how big of a betrayal it was. Because there's going to be some people who say, oh, this guy's always whining about women, or, suck it up and be a man, or it's pathetic to see a grown man whining about this, that, women and so on. But when you're truly a hero and a man of honor, and you uphold certain principles, to deny you love is a very despicable thing. I'm sure we all can agree that to deny a good man love, a man who thrives on the goodness in the world and principles of goodness, and goodness is an idea, being good as an idea, as a lifestyle and a principle. It's much worse to deny that man love and intimacy than it is to deny some player who's cold-hearted, having sex with bitches all the time. So what they're doing is the gravest injustice. And they hate me because I'm a Christian, a real Christian, I do what you're supposed to do, okay? A lot of you are dumb enough to think I'm wrong, and I'll explain it to you. John 15:18. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. Matthew 10:22. You will be hated by everyone because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. So I'm hated by all these different groups because they're all part of Babylon's system, which has been in place, before Christ was born on this earth, Before the birth of Christ, Babylon's system was in place. He knew it was going to still be in place. And he said, yes, once you do the right thing, the whole system will hate you. Unless you sell out to the mysteries and mystery Babylon and its infiltration of the church. So, or, some other demonic way of thinking like feminism, atheism, LGBT-friendly philosophies, Satanism, racist twists of history and what have you. So, as I'm going through all this, it's like, look, how could they do this to me and consider themselves good? They can't. All right? And I think though a good man and an insightful man understands why they're doing it, on another level, he can never truly understand, because to him, being a human seems to mean wanting to have a certain peace of mind that comes with doing the right thing. And then there are those of us who who take it further, who want to feel triumphant and glorious and be close to God from doing the right thing. So to us, it's like, well, how could they settle for riches and pussy and all these things that are fun and push away true happiness far away, out of sight, out of mind, as the saying goes? Well, and then they call themselves educated. How could you be a deep thinker, someone who researched in order to get your degree? Because, before I went to college, I was a researcher. I went to college prep school. I went to private schools. I went to 6 different high schools: Christian school, boarding school, reform school, and the schooling that they had there, adult school, and so on and so forth. So I was used to researching. And it takes a certain focus that some people don't have. They don't have that attention span. They don't have that discipline. They don't have the mental conditioning and the accompanying focus. The associated focus, that comes from mental conditioning. So they hear my videos, they stop probably at 2 minutes. Oh, this is boring, or some bitch shit like that. Unless I draw them in. And when you draw them in, you are helping them more than you know. I'm not just teaching them. I'm helping them discipline themselves to take the time to focus, and inspiring them to do their own research. And I'm putting things on the screen for them to read. Now they're improving their reading comprehension, especially because I'm explaining it to them. And they're being inspired to read the rest of the book, especially if they like what they see. I'm doing them so many favors. I'm helping the world. I'm giving the world my passion, sharing with them my deepest emotions, and they're stabbing me in the back through the heart, denying me true love. The world has hated me, just like Matthew and John. They hate me because I have loved them with the love of God. They despise me. They detest me. They can't stand the thought of me. And women have followed suit. And so they try to get me to settle for, women who are willing to prey on this type of situation, and women that they have brought in who truly don't understand the situation. They don't understand that they're the unattractive woman who's being told or directed to be with me, in order to put me beneath a bunch of unscrupulous fiends. They fiend for power. They fiend for champagne and luxury and having it easy and praise from ignorant sheep. I tell you the truth. The praise of one insightful person is worth more than the praise of 7.6 billion ignorant people. It's the truth. Say you just lost the race and 7.6 billion people are clapping you and saying you won, and they're all yay, yay, and they're picking you up and they're throwing you up in the air and people are buying you drinks. Is that really worth more than one person who is congratulating you for a race that you actually won? Well, to some people it's not. I mean, for some people it is worth more, And that's the type of out of touch sickos that we're dealing with here. And why do they deny me my sweet caress, my happiness? Do you really think they value women more than I do? Do you really think they're trying to help women more than I am? Search your soul. Who really is doing what's best for women? The person who's trying to direct countless women to the industry of death psychiatry that kills 500,000 people annually in Western countries alone, and disables and maims countless more annually? Or the guy who's leading women to eternal life and showing them how to truly transcend and be a real woman? Who really loves women more? The person who's a man of God, or a woman who's a selfish lesbian, satanic, occultist, feminist? Who do you think really loves women more? The woman who takes off her shirt and it says fuck your morals and hates men and wants to break down your family when 80% of inmates come from a single parent home? Or the man who wants a strong family structure so that you can connect to God as it was meant to be? Who really cares about him more? Do not mistake tough love with no love. Do not mistake women feeding your complex with love or help. Who really is doing what's in women's best interest? And here I am being punished for it every moment of every day because I carry my cross. The best thing, I tell you the truth, as I always do, the best thing that could happen to me is that I get struck down during a very glorious moment of my life, such as right now. The best thing that could happen to me. My suffering ends and I enter a realm of eternal reward next to my Creator, who has loved me when you all pushed me away, who created me to be a man of honor, who was able to transcend all of this nonsense, who has allowed me to triumph over the despicable evils of this rather unfortunate world, who has made me in this world, not of it. My God cares about women more than all the feminists that ever was, that are, and ever will be put together, far more than that. And they say that I am some kind of misogynist, a male chauvinist pig, because I don't want little fetus women, unborn women to be aborted. Because I want women to have both their parents, a healthy household. Because I want women to have a superior philosophy. I'm a male chauvinist pig to these deceivers. Because I'm not doing things in a way that makes women boss men around and feel like they're in charge. Because I'm not feeding the complexes of victims and lesbians. It's unfortunate that many of you women are victimized. Some of you are beaten, some of you are raped, abusive relationships, and so on. But what is the most unfortunate, the most misfortunate of all? The most unfortunate of all is that you turn to the devil as a result. That your judgment is impaired as a result. That is true misfortune. So these cowards have drugged me. Another female has broken my heart. Beautiful, beautiful female, far away. I reached out to her. Not even thinking about my oath. I was willing to try. Wasn't going to break my oath when it came down to it. I almost certainly wasn't. At least I like to think I wasn't. But regardless, my heart's broken. I'm slightly drugged. But I feel the Spirit of the Lord overcoming, and I'm transcending even their drugs. So I want you all to ask yourselves, who really is doing what's in women's best interest? Who went against the grain for what is in all of mankind's best interest, including women? You cannot do what is best for man without doing what is best for woman. And you cannot do what is best for woman without doing what is best for man. Figure that out, and you'll start to realize why I'm right. Why I'm right. Thank you. Other than the fact that the gang stalkers are controlled by Satanists, and they've almost certainly adopted a satanic philosophy and lifestyle, the reason why they hate Christians is that they cannot drive a true Christian to suicide. So therefore they have to gang stalk them their whole life without ever having the pleasure of driving them to kill themselves. Also, a Christian has a very powerful way to overcome the misery that is, you know, that they're going through by turning to the Bible, turning to Scripture. Just wanted to say that, because, it's also their superior philosophy, and they're not of this world. Gang stalking has everything to do with making people of this world. Even psychology, dialectical based therapy, DBT, from Buddhist psychology. It's about mindfulness. Okay, it's about living in the moment, living in this world. Like the saying, earth to, so and so. They want you to live in this world. And a Christian is not truly susceptible to what they're trying to do as much as other people are. Because, for example, what do you hear me complaining about? It's not necessarily that people follow me around and stare. The cyber attacks, yeah, they're annoying, but it's not all the stuff they're doing isn't that bad. Financial sabotage, a real Christian doesn't care about money. It's the love. If love is something of God. It's not necessarily, and for the most part, it's not of this world. It's of God. In fact, you could argue that it's not of this world at all. So all their tactics depend on you being of this world for you to truly suffer from them.